My earliest memories of ME Graham Casson are living on the farm, actually. I was born in Melbourne, but at 6 months we shifted to Springvale and lived with Nan and Pop, who were Mum's parents. And they had 6 acres and they had a market garden and a poultry farm and horses and so on. So it was a lovely, I can remember running around the paddocks as a toddler, and they had a bit of a concrete path, and just like Harvey does on the scooter, I used to go flying down their path and crashing into the gate, coming in crying to Mum, I'd hurt my knee or whatever. And that went on until I was about 3, and Mum and Dad bought the place next door, and that was 6 acres as well. So then Dad worked at a timber mill called Burwood Timber Mills, but we had a poultry farm, we had 1,000 chooks, and then we had a couple of cows, and yeah, it was a real, no electric light. We had kerosene lamps and tanks for water and a well. I had to pump a well as a boy of about 6 to let the cows drink. And I hated it because it was so hard to pump. And when the cows used to come up to drink, I'd shoo them away. Otherwise I'd never get full. And I always laugh at that now. But yeah, so I had a good childhood on the farm, loved it. Probably why I like the country now. And then my 2 brothers were born there. Jim, who's 4 years younger, and Brian, who's 12 years younger. So Jim can remember the farm, but I know Brian can't, he was too young. But yeah, I used to have a few jobs. Dad used to make sure I earned the crust. I had to collect the eggs and help him feed the chooks. And as I got a bit older, I was about 10, I had to milk the cow. So every morning I'd go down and milk the cow. I can still remember it. The dog and the cat used to come down. 1 squirt for the dog, 1 squirt for the cat, 1 for the bucket, then 1 for me. And Mum used to say, there's not much milk. I said, oh, there wasn't much in the cow today, Mum. I was feeding all the animals. So I had plenty to do, but plenty of playtime. And I had a 60-metre football ground out the back, which I made with goalposts, and Dad put them up for me. And I would spend hours kicking the football from one end to the other on my own. And I finished up at about 10. I could kick a drop kick 60 yards. And that's the distance between the 2 goalposts. And in my career later on, that's why I could kick so well. That's all I ever did as a kid. And yeah, it was a great life on the farm. We'd have rope swings on big gum trees, and plenty of neighbours used to come. And every Sunday, we'd have 20 kids from all the districts. We'd have a game of football. We'd play cricket every Sunday. There'd be kids who come from miles, all down to Casson's place. We had the pitch set up and the goalposts. They used to love it. And that was my earliest memories of. And I had a dog called Laddie, and Dad had greyhounds, and he and I used to walk 6 greyhounds or 8, I forget now. I used to have 2 every night, and we used to walk for miles. And we'd go to the greyhound races, and Dad and I would take the dogs to the races, and I got a job of getting the dogs stirred up at the front of the boxes with a piece of rabbit skin. I had to run down the track, jump off into the flower bed, then they'd let them go. And one day, it was a hurdle race. I had to jump 2 hurdles, and I clipped the second one and fell over. And the starter thought I was gone, so he let the dogs go, and I stood up. Dogs went everywhere. Oh, that was, yeah, so that's what I can remember of my early days.